We're going to have a quick conversation with Chancellor Salgado, so I'm going to get right to it. We are, again, thrilled to have you as our 2023 Dream Builders recipient, and we appreciate you taking the time to spend a moment here with us. Our typical format is that I do ask for your attention, please. I know it's late. We're just going to have a very quick and fun conversation. Our typical format is that honorees typically give an acceptance speech, but tonight we're going to have just a quick conversation with Chancellor Salgado. And I want to start by saying congratulations are in order. Last month, two of your campuses, Malcolm X and Olive Harvey, received national recognition and were named as the 2023 most promising places to work in community colleges by the National Institute for Staff and Organizational Development and the news magazine Diverse Issues in Higher Education. They were two of only 20 schools to be given this recognition in the country. They were chosen for their best-in-class student and staff recruitment, student and staff retention practices, inclusive learning, meaningful community service, and engagement opportunities. So, congratulations. And my question for you is, can you talk a little bit about your student demographic and what you've learned about recruitment and retention that maybe some other organizations or institutions don't know?
Well, first of all, I do want to recognize the spirit that's been in this room when Dolores came up and spoke, and as she approached you, and the intergenerational nature, right, of Family Focus is always something that has been really special. And I think for us, at Student City Colleges, we're always thinking about the student experience, right? And as a byproduct of that, the employee experience. The leaders, our faculty, our staff, everyone that's in the environment is there for one single purpose, and that is the well-being of our students. And our students are just incredible leaders. They're innovative, they're entrepreneurial. They have this, grit and capacity to do so much in life, right? We are 61,000 students. We're 75% Black and brown students from the very neighborhoods in the city that have an abundance of talent, right? But not enough connection to opportunities, right? And we are that connection point. Our students are parents. Over 50% of our students are parent students, going through life, trying to do the best for their children by doing the best for themselves as well. And over 70% are Pell eligible, right? So, when we look at, and by the way, the kinds of barriers we're dealing with, the kind of challenges our students are dealing with, we did a real college survey. We looked at food insecurity, housing insecurity, right? Over 54% food insecure, over 54% housing insecure, 15% of our students are homeless, and yet they are there. They are persevering. They are heading in a direction of lifting up themselves and their communities. And so, this is the treasure that we have as an institution, and the thing we have to lean into, and you mentioned it in your comments earlier, is belonging, right? We have to ensure that our students truly know that we see them, we love them, and we are going to be with them every single step of the way. And this institution, City Colleges, it's not just a place you come for an education. It's a place that's truly going to care for you so that you get over to your next steps.
Thank you for that. And yes, that deserves a round of applause. Your strategic framework in that of Family Focus is really aligned in our conscious support of increasing economic mobility for our participants and your students. And we know that we both want to narrow the equity gap so that everybody can take part in a stronger community. So can you tell us about how you are positioning City Colleges to increase economic mobility for your learners and narrowing the learning gaps?
So look, we are undoubtedly the most accessible institution of higher education that exists in our city. We're also undoubtedly an engine of social economic mobility. We are aligning our curriculum to the growing occupations that are in the marketplace. We're building the highest quality programs that we can in IT and healthcare and transportation distribution, all of the growing fields that are out there where people can get not just a job, but a career and a growing and living wage overall. And yet, with all the assets and all the investments that we still have major opportunity gaps that have existed in our institution for a long time. That meaning that our white students are completing at rates that are 20+% more than our black students. Our white students are completing at rates that are 20% more than our Latino students. And while our outcomes have been increasing over the years, the one thing we weren't doing, right, is we weren't disaggregating the data. When we weren't sharing, we weren't saying to people that we've got a gap and the size of it, okay? And so we are now, okay? And then you got to do something about it, right? And you've got to ensure that all of your strategies, not some of your strategies, are big enough and bold enough to actually meet the goal. So we have a universal goal, which is 55% completion for all students. You say, what does that mean in the community college space? That means the highest performing community colleges in the country, right? Not in a demographic like ours, in the country. That's where we would be at. And we have a plan to get there. That's our strategic plan. And we're making the investments to get there. And a big part of that is partnership. So, I'm selfishly here, right? Because I want to work with Dara, okay? And I want to work with you, okay? Because part of our equity goal is rooted in deep, meaningful relationships with students, right? And the people that already have deep, meaningful relationships with those students. That's you.
We accept. We accept. So, Chancellor Salgado, last month you had the opportunity to meet Keandria Washington. Keandria is a former Chicago Child Care Society participant, and she also attended school at Kennedy King. She had her first baby when she was 12 years old, and she joined our teen parenting program. She got actively involved and took full advantage of all the programs that Chicago Child Care Society had to offer. She finished high school and enrolled at Kennedy King, where she graduated from the Culinary Arts program. Today, Keandria lives in Ohio with her husband and children, and she owns her own catering and pastry business, Muffins Catering. She is the first in her family to graduate from college and the first to be an entrepreneur. She is a shining example of someone who could easily have succumbed to being a statistic, but instead she had a dream for herself and her family, and she had the right resources and support. Keandria is thriving today. She is living the dream that we have for every participant, and I'm sure you have for every one of your students. So we did a Zoom with Chancellor Salgado, and you had the opportunity to meet Keandria. And so we asked, what is your dream for City Colleges of Chicago and the children that we serve, the parents that come to your campuses?
I'm just going to add one other data point to she had her first child at 12. She had her second child at the age of 16, okay? And when I went home that day, I felt like, a miracle in some respects, right? And you say, no, okay? This has to be something that we normalize. We normalize, the reality that when somebody needs us out there, we are going to be there, and they are going to feel in every way possible that we are there for them, right? And that was the difference maker for her, and it was that family focus. It was that family focus where she felt like she belonged. She felt she was loved. She was loved. She was loved. She is loved. She is loved, right? She is loved to this very day. And by the way, did you felt all the love she has to give? My goodness, she's got was it 4 children? I remember how many, 4 children and her husband, and she's just spreading love like crazy. And so this works, right? When you do this, it actually works, right? And I would just tell you, we want to have a part in it, right? We had a part in it, right? But when I say a part is institutions like ours, we can, and she talked about the good experience that she had at Kennedy King and the relationship she's built and everything. But there was a foundation that was built, right? In a place that nurtured it deeply, that helped, prepare her to be successful in an environment like ours. And so what we want to do is to make sure that we're working with you, so that we get more Keandrias, right? So that every student, no matter what their circumstance, no matter what community they're in right now, no matter what parenting situation they may have or income situation may they have, whatever the circumstances is, they can actually see themselves, like Keandria, in a profession, in a growing career, And by the way, the only thing I'd hoped is that she was still in Chicago, right? That was the only thing I said is hope. And so all Keandra for every student, but we particularly want to be there for our parent students, okay? This is a sweet spot where City Colleges is, the value proposition. We are the university for our parenting students. And so, we want to get much better at it. And our equity goal that I shared before is going to be achieved because we're going to be working with you. We're going to be finding Keandras all over the place. We're going to be loving them all the way to their family well-being. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have one last fun fact question. If you could go back in time for just one day, what day would you go back to and why?
I'm gonna get in trouble because I don't mind getting in trouble, okay? But I'm gonna get in trouble. The day I got married. My wife is right there. Honestly, I was a nervous wreck. I spent most of the time just praying that it would go well. And she was all smiles, enjoying. And when the day was over, I said, I wish I would have smiled more. I wish I would have enjoyed it more. And, it's gone really well, thanks to her. So I regret not enjoying my wedding day. And because this is family focused, every family needs a backbone, okay? You guys are a backbone, right? For, many families. And, I didn't quite realize that day, I was still praying for it to go good, right? And she already knew it was going to go good. So that was the day.
That's beautiful. And I'll say when you have your vow renewal so that you can enjoy it.
I'm going to enjoy that one.
Right? You have 400 guests that you can invite to your vow renewal, and we'll be there cheering you on, and we know it will continue to go well. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dara.
Thank you very much. We are so honored that you accepted this opportunity to be our Dream Builder, to receive our Dream Builder Award this year. You are truly a leader of leaders, and you create hope and opportunity for our city's current residents and your future college students. We are not only cheering for your continued success, but we look forward to building a stronger community and meaningful partnership with City Colleges of Chicago. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Darla. Thank you, everybody.
And to our audience, on behalf of our Board of Directors and Team Family Focus, I thank you for celebrating with us this evening. We invite you to stay connected and remain engaged with Family Focus throughout the year. And I have to say, there's no need to wait to our next annual event. Coming soon is our Sip and Shop event on September 17th. And our host is Chicago's own Maria Pinto, fashion designer to Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, the Joffrey Ballet, and yours truly. Maria is here in the room this evening. Thank you, Maria, for your support. Congratulations on all of your success. And we are going to have a great time shopping for a cause, Family Focus, at Maria's Boutique in September. And so look forward to those details soon. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for supporting our dream to remove barriers and create opportunities to empower children, youth, and families to grow beyond their circumstances. And finally, I'll let you know that Keandria Washington, the participant that we spoke about a little while ago, has baked cookies for each of you. And on your way out, you can grab a cookie at the exit, straight from Keandria's heart to yours. Thank you for being here. I wish you a wonderful and safe evening. Good night.